So good afternoon everybody, myself Acharya Vishevndra. I was just discussing the AVA. So here is the concept of ordered and systematic mind-brain system as done over here. So ordered and mind-brain system is the main factor behind optimal performance in life or in any competitive exams. So as we can see here, there are random things and here are ordered things. So ordered things involves less entropy, and thus less entropy or more ordered thing needs certain amount of efforts, energies to convert that into a working system. So that how things are explained. There is another concept of kundalini shakti activation, because for doing something you need to have energy. Without energy no work can be done. So if you want to think beyond survival and reproduction, you need to focus on the creation of energy within you, and which is through the kundalini shakti activation. So that kundalini shakti activation is the primary task if you dare to think beyond survival and reproduction, and if you want to achieve results beyond a normal person. So kundalini shakti activation is the main factor over here. Now here is the details of the kundalini shakti. It's like in the form of a serpent, and it moves like this. It moves in a curved path, and it uncovers and creates an aura of positivity around you. You must have realized that in today's world, everybody is filled with negative thoughts and energy, and he is trying to put that negative energy on the other person. So if your energy fields, positive energy fields are not active, you will be influenced by that negative energy. Because of you will feel anxiety, depression, fear, negative feelings, lack of concentration, distracted thoughts. So you need to create a shelter of positive energy by activating your kundalini energy, so that you can keep on working without being distracted by fields of negative energy. So that simply explains the use of kundalini shakti activation over here. Now thing is that what is use of this can be understood by using this diagram. So before kundalini shakti activation, there are, you can say that, confusions, noises, unstable mind. But once kundalini shakti gets activated, then you become thoughtless and are able to focus on your work without being distracted by any emotional interference. So that explains the significance of kundalini shakti activation. Now chapter 4 deals with the process. So the first process is the mind conditioning, as shown over here metaphorically, that you need to condition your mind-brain system, because normally the mind-brain system is habitual to operate at low frequencies, which involve survival and reproduction. So if you want to think beyond that, you need to condition yourself, you need to stimulate your mind-brain system, you need to counsel your mind-brain system to get adapted to the higher frequencies. Because if you will not condition yourself, you will not adapt to that high frequencies, then you will face resistance from the mind-brain system, and you will not be able to transform and to get that result which you are expecting in life. So another thing is focus. You need to focus on what you are about to learn. So this is the focus thing. And for focusing, the first step is to focus on present. So first thing is just focus on your left eye, then on right eye, then try to listen through your right ear, then through the left ear, and try to change that coordination and make sure that are you really at present, or are you just trapped in past memories or in future explanations or in future problems which do not exist at all. So the first task is to check information first through your right ear and then through left ear. Then another concept is information mapping. So once you receive the information, you just map it with the things that you already know. Now is the information mapping. So if you observe things, you receive information from the environment, and you just transfer that to the mind-brain system, which is first comprising of sensory memory, then short-term memory, then long-term memory, and there is a retention involved over here in between these processes. And another thing is that studying is painful because of the complex processes involved in it. When you are studying, then the first thing is that you will be having a fear of anxiety. You will not be able to concentrate much, you will not be able to focus on things because of the higher frequencies involved over there. Now, if the student is not adapting to the high frequencies, then he'll not be able to retain information when he'll appear for the test. So that explains the poor performance of students during exams. You must have seen certain students, they study for long hours but are unable to perform in exams because they are not able to retain what they learnt when they were preparing. At the instant when they were compelled to perform in the test, they were asked questions. So this is a sort of backtracking information or the retention of information, which is the central concept behind success in competitive exams, and which is the central point behind AVA, that it explicitly trains you on the process of transferring information from the past to the present, or from the unconscious to the conscious mind. So that is information backtracking. You can visualize it as like this is your present and this is your past, and you are actually creating a link between present and past to fetch information from the past. Let's elaborate it with the help of an example. Suppose I ask you that there is a block of mass 20 kg placed on ground. Coefficient of friction is 0.4. So what is the limiting friction? So for solving this, you need to retain information from the chapter of limiting friction. So if you are able to retain that, limiting friction is mu L into N. Mu L here is 0.4. Normal reaction here will be mg because there is no upward acceleration involved. So m here is 20, g here is 10. So that multiplies to 200 into 0.4. So that comes out to be 80. So you have seen that when you solve a particular question, you need to access your past, or you need to access your unconscious mind, and which is itself a very painful process. So whenever you try to solve a question, there is a transition, there is a information exchange between the present and the past, and between the three levels of the mind and the brain. So that makes it very complex. But once you are thorough with the process, once you are done with things, then it's very easy for you. So thing is that understand the mechanism involved when you solve a particular problem, and implement that within your mind-brain system to learn better and perform better in exams. Thank you and have a nice day.